Hello and welcome to another quick update about Bitcoin and Cardano. We're going to take a quick look at both charts from a TA point of view. There's a few winners here, not many though. You can see them here on the screen. Ape, NFT and Decentraland. They are two winners, but to be honest, overall, and I mean winners in the last 24 hours, overall you can see here that the Mana chart also dropped quite a bit. Yeah, overall, not many other winners. I think the whole market, as you can see if I scroll down here, is deep in the red. Many of the gains that were made in the last few days have been washed out. Not all of them. By all means, there are still many cryptos that are well in profit. What happened over the last few days and weeks, but nevertheless, many have been wiped out, especially after the Bitcoin drop yesterday. So we start with Bitcoin briefly here. If you take a look at my expectation obviously still is that here in April we made a high, a larger wave 1, Elliott Wave theory, we come down now in a wave 2. This basically, all this huge move here from April to July was a wave A correction, a wave B correction followed, a wave C correction, the final sell-off. The deeper sell-off is still gonna take place. I think we're currently in it. And the problem with these ABC corrections is that oftentimes people don't pay attention to it until we're in a wave C. You oftentimes don't realize before you are in a wave C. And in my view, we are in this wave C. My view dropped when we lost a key support line here. I can't even remember which one that was. That was here, I think, on the 4th of December. Then I turned, to this view that we are in this ABC correction. Before that, I was still fairly bullish, even though I had concerns. You know that for everybody who's been following me on this channel. Nevertheless, we are now breaking out of this channel between 45.5K and 52K. My primary expectation so far was, as long as we were in this channel, that we first go and see a move into this yellow target area here between 55 and 63K. To tell you, this gets much less likely if we drop below 45.5K. We did that yesterday quite significantly, moved down all the way, well, nearly to 42K. And overall, what you can see currently on the chart is that is my updated count that shows you that we go down now first, in my view, to 37.5 roughly, then have a retracement, a wave 4 retracement all the way up into that range that we were in between 45.5 and 52K before we then see the final sell-off. It is technically still possible that we see that wave B. It's just now much less likely. This would be completely invalidated if we drop really below that 42K level, below that previous low here that you can see with the wave 3. If we mark a lower low with this one, then the wave B scenario is completely invalidated. It's not completely invalidated yet, still a possibility, but I think it's just far less likely. Overall, I think there is still potential for Bitcoin to drop further. And overall, we can see that on the RSI here, we are close to the oversold range, not quite there yet. And on the MACD, we have had this bearish cross on the MACD. So this is just continuing, and we're on the daily time frame here. So I think this is going to fall further. Showed you yesterday, and this is still in place here. You can see it here in orange and in white. We're below the 20 and the 50-day moving average now. We broke below that. That's certainly not going to help the price. And in my view, we're going to continue our sell-off. As I said, there is one last chance for the bulls now. Well, it's even that would just be a wave B, which is going up and then down. So that wave B up here would then be reached, this target area between 55 and 63K. But if Bitcoin wants to do that, it really needs to do it now. If it doesn't do it yet, or if it doesn't do it now, I think the sell-off is going to continue. But overall, the end result would remain the same. So I do expect definitely lower prices going forward for Bitcoin and also for other cryptos. So for example, now, if Bitcoin doesn't do this wave B, which I think now has become less likely, I think Cardano will also suffer further. I would be surprised if Cardano can turn around with Bitcoin rushing down further. We saw yesterday how Cardano was impacted as well. We see it here on the chart as well, on the 8-hour chart. More clearly, we can see that this sell-off also impacted Cardano. Pretty much went down in line with Bitcoin in a very similar fashion. Currently holding support above this red line here, which is the previous low at 116, 117. Pretty much exactly we stay above the 120 level though, which are these previous lows. But the lowest level we can go would be 116 in this turnaround scenario, yeah. that we talked about. So there is a potential that this could be a turnaround, but it's too early to say. And now though that we've dropped quite hard, it's not looking too good. That came down quite a lot. It could still go down to the previous low, and we could then have a double bottom or something. This is possible. But if you make a lower low, that's it then. Then I'm very confident we're going to see the dollar. And if the dollar doesn't hold, we're going to unlock much lower prices in the range of, 65 to 70 cents, around the 60, I think 65 to 68, the fib levels did tell us. So, it's quite funny though, because we took a look as well in terms of Bitcoin at the moon indicator, didn't we? And again, I always said take it with a pinch of salt. But based on the moon cycle indicator, and we take it with a bit of humor, but maybe there is something to it, to be honest. The moon cycle. Oh, I don't even know which one we took a look at. I think it was it the moon cycles? Here, moon phases strategy, maybe. I think it was that one. What we can see is obviously we had on the 2nd of, again, I took you through in other videos, so I'm not going to do that now because I'm a bit short on time as well, but wanted to update you still here about this moon cycle indicator as well. Whenever we had here often, and not always, but very often, when we had the blue phase here, which was a full moon phase, we had prices go up. And when there was a new moon phase, pretty much when it started, the prices started to go down. And we had it here on the 4th of December. We then here recovered a little bit through the full moon phase. And now when the new moon phase started, very striking actually, the price suffered again. We had it here as well, the new moon phase, the price suffered. And again, it doesn't work out 100%, but I took you through it the last few times, and especially in 2021, it worked out, I would say, around 75%, which is actually quite a lot, which is a very reliable indicator if you base it on that. And it looks like this time it worked out again. And on the 2nd of January, we had a new moon and the prices are dropping. So just really wanted to show you that towards the end here, just to keep it a bit funny. But to be honest, the moon moves water and waves and whatever, so why does it not move Bitcoin? But again, take it with a pinch of salt. This is not part of my TA, but I still show it to you because it might have some relevance actually. I just wanna put it out there, and other people are talking about it as well, of course. But yeah, we've been tracking it, had a bit of positive feedback about that. People enjoy seeing it, and we can actually see that it worked again. So let's see. In 2 weeks there will be another full moon, I think. So yeah, that's how these cycles work. So overall, again, I do expect primarily now lower prices. I think that wave B, it might still happen, but it is less likely now that we drop below 45.5k. Did tell you before, if we drop below 45.5k for Bitcoin, if you want to go long, because as long as we were in the range, you could have gone long, set a stop loss below 45k, and I know some of you did and could now buy back cheaper if you want to do that. That's up to you, of course. And overall, yeah, it's I'll keep you updated. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.